Okay, so most of you guys know, and if not, then I'll kind of explain really quickly. So most of y'all, I had already texted and talked to y'all privately or individually or whatever, and y'all had known that I had taken 7 days off, and I had taken a 7 day sabbatical, which is like some things that happened in my personal life. I really needed time to focus on my relationship with God. I really just needed time and a break away from social media, emails, from everything, and it was so amazing. And I came back with such a fire in me and such an excitement and a passion that I've had before in this business and in life and everything. But sometimes when you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, it leads to insanity, right? You hear that term all the time, and I felt like I was going in circle. And so I had like a lot of aha moments, and I'll share that with you, but I'm just really excited. So first announcement, I'm doing a Spring City tour. If you don't know what those are, they're super, super fun. Find a local event near you. And when I say local, I'm still driving 3 hours to host this event. So I would consider 3 to 4 hours still local to you. The Spring City tours are just a couple hours long during the day. So you could drive back that day. You could get a hotel, different things, different scenarios for different people. But I am personally hosting the one in Jackson, Mississippi. That is the one closest to me. It's 3 hours away from me. I'm hosting that. I'm going to see Bailey there. I don't know who else. I might see Haley there if she can travel. I might see Shelly there. But I'm inviting so many different people. I'm excited. And the Spring City tours are for your potentials. So if you have anybody that you know that could value from this business, or anybody on social media that you know who has been talking about joining this business with you and hasn't, if you know anybody interested in the product, or if you know someone who's just been down in the dumps and needs some community. I know with COVID, COVID has brought a lot of people, inside. It's made everybody stay inside their homes. So it's really, really amazing to see people starting getting back out. And so that's what I've been doing, is I've been telling people about it. I'm like, look, it's like a coming out of COVID party. It's going to be super, super fun. I'm super excited. No obligations to buy anything from me. It's honestly just to like fill up with community. It's really just to celebrate and just to have fun, and you'll get free food. Free food is catered, by the way, for anybody who comes. And it's just going to be a really good time with connection. And you're also going to see you're going to see the culture of our business. And that's the biggest thing, because with people who have joined during this time when being in person events hasn't been as possible, hopefully we'll start doing that. But for the people who haven't experienced that yet, I can tell you, going to an event is, I can't explain it enough, is so life-changing in so many different ways. The energy, the atmosphere, you carry other people's energy with you. So when we're Zooming all the time, you're not always going to be carrying my energy because we're not in person. But when you actually meet people in person and you sit down and talk to the CEO of this company, the CEO's daughter, the people, the corporate in this, who put this business together, you're going to see the vision and see the excitement that they have. And I'm going to be working with them hosting this event. And so if you can get to Jackson, Mississippi, great. If not, there are other places. I know there's a bunch in the northeastern region, I think it's that northeastern, western. There's everywhere. And if you don't know where to go and you want to find an event near you, I'm telling you, please don't miss out on this opportunity. It's literally, if you're a distributor, it's $20. That's all it costs. Free food, everything else is given to you. We're going to wrap people there. We're going to have people, I'll do all the work for you. Just get people there and get yourself there. Okay. It's going to be really, really worth it. So I'm super excited. And also I'm pretty sure corporate has some surprises for people who do decide to go. They haven't given me all the details yet, but it's just going to be really great. So please make sure that you're going. Bailey, I know for sure I'll see you there because that's in your hometown. I'm excited. And then the next thing that I'll talk about, and then I'll get to like the actual good stuff. This is just announcements. But the next thing is getting commissions qualified and running an auto shipment should be non-negotiable. I saw at the end of the month last month, some people weren't commissions qualified, which sucks, but it's okay. Because you have the rest of this month to get commissions qualified. And if you don't know what that means, it just means either running an ADBB auto shipment or getting to 150 in sales, which is literally like 2 customers. make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're ordering the products yourself and being a product of the product. If you're not in love with what you're selling, find a product that something that you're going to love and be able to be excited about. I love our gummies. I love our coffee. I love our thermal products. I love our skincare. I'm passionate about the product, and that's why I can continually like sign up customers literally in my sleep, because they see the passion that I have for it. Being on the product of the product is so valuable. So make sure that you're doing that. If you want to know more about that, please ask me and I'll seriously let you know in on all the details. I won't take up too much time, but please make sure that you're ordering products, that you are being a product of the product. Run your auto shipment this month, please, to get paid, but also to try the products yourself. I know most of you have on here, and then some of you haven't, which is fine. Make sure that you're doing that. And okay, so to the good stuff. Okay, so the title of the Zoom, it was called Learning to Love the Season You're In, Showing Up for Yourself and Your Future Self, and Gaining the Knowledge and More. So this is going to be compact with a bunch of different things that I have to share, and I really hope that someone gets value out of this, and I'm sure that you will, because I've prayed over it before. So one of the things that I was reading, and if you're not super spiritual, just bear with me, because I will tie this in with life and with everything else, but that's just how I get through my days. That's how I get through a lot of things, is just being super spiritual. And so one of the things that I was reading in a Bible study today, and it was talking about reaping what you reaping what you sow, something like that, and what harvest you'll get. And something that someone said to me today was so valuable, and they were like, what type of harvest are you getting right now? And I was like, I'm actually getting a really good harvest. Could it be more? Yeah, like it could be a lot more. I want to see a lot more people earning bonuses on my team. I want to see a lot more people earning 4-in-1 bonuses. I want to see a lot more people like chasing after their dreams and goals. And they were like, well, do you think that maybe you're reaping the harvest of your own like selfish tendencies? And I was like, ooh, I've never thought about that before. So it was really good. So to break that down, what that means is whatever you're doing now, you're going to reap in the next couple of months. So whatever you did a couple months ago, you're reaping now, whether that's eating unhealthy foods and you're seeing the pounds add back on. Let me just tell you, I lost 16 pounds. And in the past like 2 months, I just kind of like let go of what I was eating. And I was eating ice cream and like sweets every single night. And then I looked in the mirror and I looked at my hips and I was like, oh, we see the pounds being added back on. But it didn't happen all at once. It didn't happen that month. So I thought that month it wasn't going to affect me. But then these next 2 months, I started looking and I was like, oh, I'm adding some pounds back on. So I need to get back up going again. And often that's a lot of time what we do in our business is we don't think what we're doing now is going to affect what we're going to see in a month. So maybe today you didn't send messages because you were just too tired, or maybe today you didn't post a story because you didn't think you looked pretty, or whatever it might be, and you don't think that has any effect. You're like, okay, I'm just going to miss out on one day, I'm going to miss out on 1 week, whatever. I promise you, in order to reap what you want in this business, you're going to have to make a decision and start today. And I know this is probably a boring topic to some of y'all, because y'all are like, I know, but I'm actually wondering who is that actually impacting when I tell you that? Are you going to continue to what am I trying to say? Are you going to continue to just hold off on doing the things and be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start my diet tomorrow. Oh, I'll start doing the tasks tomorrow. Oh, I'll start doing personal development tomorrow. Have you said that a lot in the past time, or have you said that a lot recently? And how is that making you feel at the end of the day? Is that making you feel crappy? Is that making you feel accomplished at the end of the day? Like, if you could be really honest with yourself, what are you doing? Like, how is it making you feel? And so when we kind of talked about that on the coffee chat that I was on earlier, it just really got to me. And something that I heard from a leader talk about last night when I was on a private Zoom was, they said, think about this in your business. And so to where it's not overwhelming you. Think about this, and it came from Will Smith in his book that he wrote. It's called Will I Am, and he actually says this in one of his rap songs too, but it says, laying one brick at a time, focusing on one brick at a time, instead of thinking of the big, massive building or the big house that you want to build. So obviously we're talking about dreams, goals, whatever you want to happen. Instead of focusing on this big, massive goal, on this big, massive dream, focus on laying that one brick. Do you think people go into this home of building a home and they're like, oh, okay, here's 16 million bricks, let me just pile them on all at once? No, they literally have to get the paste of the brick, put it on one and start it on the foundation, and then put the paste again, and then lay another brick on top of it. And so you do brick by brick by brick by brick, and then eventually you're going to look back and you're going to have this house built, or you're going to have this building built. And I'm a visual person. So when they said that last night, I was like, oh my gosh. So think about this in this type of story, if this makes sense to you. Are you trying to build this house, trying to build this foundation, and you're those builders that people get irritated with, that you're like, okay, yeah, I know your house is going to be ready within like 2 months. Well, crap. You know what? I take it back. It's probably going to be another 6 months. Well, we barely got the foundation down. Actually, it's going to be out another year before we finish your house. I have a lot of friends who have built houses, and let me just tell you, that's happened a lot to them. And so this resonates with me because we were close to building a house, and then when they told us how long it was going to take, I was like, I'm not waiting that long. Like, I want to be in a house today, and I knew what I wanted. I knew the vision that I had for myself. So I was like, I'm not waiting. We're going to go to buy a house. I wanted something already ready. And so maybe you're like that with your dreams. You're seriously wanting this house. You're wanting this big, beautiful building. So say that you're wanting, for instance, to become debt free, or let's do something smaller. Maybe you're just wanting to make gas money every single month. Let's be real. I started wanting that. So I didn't want this big, massive dream. I just joined because I wanted $100 extra a month. What are you doing? Like, what do your bricks look like? Are you really actually building bricks? Or if we're being honest, like if you had a month or 2 months to actually complete your goals with all the things that you've been doing, everything, how long do you think it would actually take you to build that house? For me, I could say now where I'm at in my business, I'm very proud of where I'm at. I'm very consistent. I'll show you on my planner. Every single day, it's going to be filled up every single day of what my planner does. All my tasks done. I only got one conversation in Monday. I got 0 new conversations in yesterday, but then look at my conversations today. And that's how most of my weeks look. I will always have people new being added to this list. But even if I don't, my work from what I did last week or 2 weeks ago is going to add up. And look at how many people I got conversations in with today. So this just kind of gives you a visual of knowing, like, what are you wanting in your life? And do you actually know what you're going for? Or are you just working this business like it's a hobby? And I know this, and so many times people like can think of this and you're like, yeah, I am kind of treating it like a hobby. And then you'll get excited, you'll get on the Zoom, you'll use the tools, and then the next day life happens and you just use that as an excuse to put it on the back burner. And then you look back and it's going to be about a year before you can actually even think about building that house because you just decided to put everything on a pause with this business. And so that was something that really resonated with me, and I'll read y'all something that will help with this. And it's in this boundaries book that I'm reading. And if y'all haven't heard me talk about it on my stories, it is amazing. It's so good. And this has stuff to do with boundaries, but it really has something to do with just like looking past your goals and like being passive with them and how it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve your generation of what you want to make happen. So if you want generational wealth, it's not going to happen with you being passive on your goals. And it just talks about this. So it says this, so bear with me. It says, failing to try will have no good result. Evil will triumph. God expresses his opinion toward passivity in Hebrews 10:38-39. And it says, but my righteous one will live by faith, and if he shrinks back, I will not be pleased with him. But we are not one of those who shrink back and are destroyed, but of those who believe and are saved. Passive shrinking back is intolerable to God, and when we understand how destructive it is to the soul, we can see why God does not tolerate it. God wants us to preserve our souls. That is the role of boundaries. They define and preserve our property, our soul. Bear with me if this doesn't make sense yet. I'm about to give y'all an example. So it says, I have been told that when a baby bird is ready to hatch, if you break the egg for a bird, it will die. The bird must peck its own way out of the egg into the world. This aggressive workout strengthens the bird, allowing it to function in the outside world. Robbed of this responsibility, it will die. And then it says, this is also the way God has made us. If he hatches us, does our work for us, invades our boundaries, we will die. We must not shrink back passively. Our boundaries can only be created by our being active and aggressive, by our knocking, seeking, and asking. So this goes into the next portion of what I'm talking about with your goals and your dreams and whatever it is that you want to happen. How many of you guys are actually being passive on your goals and you're like, I'll just do it tomorrow? Or how many of you guys are praying or wanting something to happen, but you're not putting any action behind it? Does your planner look like this? Does it actually look like this? Or I've checked in with a lot of you and I'm like, how's the task list going? How's the planner going? I have given y'all every single tool possible. There is no reason for someone to be slacking off. And I can say that with full confidence. I'm a really good leader, and I used to not could say that, but I'm a good leader. I know that I have given y'all all the tools, and your leader has given you tools. If you're newer, you're still learning, but you have all the tools. It's up to you to utilize them. So are you being passive, or are you actively seeking your goals and your dreams every single day? And it even says right here, it talks about how hard it is for a baby bird to break out of its shell, but when it breaks through that wall of the egg, it's invincible. It's time to like go. It's go time. It's go time for it to live. It now knows that it's capable of way more than when it first started. And when it first began forming in the egg, it knows that it's way better than it was before. And so when you go through hard times in your life, I want you to think of it like this, and you can kind of visualize it as, don't think of it as like a victim mentality and thinking, why me, why me, why me, why me, why me. I know life is hard, and all of us have different situations. I mostly know all of y'all's situations from what y'all have told me. All of us are going through something hard. All of us will go something hard. All of us have gone through something hard before, any of those categories. But what you can look back on any of those scenarios is, you know that you can look back and you can be like, wow, I didn't die because of that. I made it through that. Now I know if anything was thrown at me like that again, I know I can walk through it again. And so that's what I want you to think of when you think about that this business is hard, or when seasons of life get hard, or when you feel like you've had a really hard, tough week. Think about that. Think about that egg being broken in half. Think about that. If God were to sit here and be like giving you everything, you would not be aggressive towards your dreams and goals. You would get bored. You would be like, this is too easy. I need something more challenging. And you would probably start to question. You're like, what am I even good at? Because it seems like everything just comes easily to me, And so think of that as a challenge every single time you're trying to break through your dreams. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be so worth it. And some of y'all are being way too passive on your dreams. Some of y'all are being way too passive on everything that comes to you. And you're like, I'm just going to wait for people to come to me and ask me about the products and business. If you're doing that, I can promise you probably won't be here a couple of months from now, because you're going to get discouraged, because you're not going to see the pace being picked up as much as you want to in this business. And I'm not saying that to discourage you, but I message every single day in this business. Reasons why my planner looks like this every single day. I message every single day. Does that mean I don't have people come to me and that I have to actively message every day? I have people come to me every day, but I don't use that as an excuse to not do the work. I do my work, and that's where you've seen where I'm at in this business. And so I'm telling you, you can't be passive every single day of your life. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve your dreams. It doesn't serve your future self. I promise you, it's probably hurting you more than it's helping you. And so with that being said, the next part of my notes, it says, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that kind of goes back into my next question. I know that we're running out of time. My computer time is different from my phone time. But we only have a few more minutes. But one thing that I've been really like frustrated, I don't even want to say frustrated, because that gives off like a negative vibe. And I'm not even like in a place of negativity. I'm in a very positive, happy place. But I've just been really like tired lately. And if anything, what that means is like, I've been really tired of trying to push people to work, because I see the vision, I see the goal, and I see the dream of what I want for this team. And really clearly, God has shown me this past week, especially, that it's not about me. The things that I want to happen within this team aren't about me. It's not about me making the highest paycheck. It's not about me making the top 150. It's not about me going presidential. It's not about me. In order for me to even reach my goals, I've got to help other people rise. But I've been frustrated, because I'm like, how do I get these people to rise when they're not even like doing the work necessary in order for us to get to this goal of what I have this vision for? And something that I've just like had to really let go of is like, I can't force you to work. I'm never going to be able to force someone to work. If I do force someone to work, that person isn't going to be there with me long, and they're not going to catch the vision and the importance of what we do, because I've forced them the entire way. So I've just been really praying, and I know that like through me praying and just doing the work and everything, that like people are going to come. Y'all who are on here right now, I'm very proud of y'all. I know who wants this by how hungry you are. And sometimes it takes people a little bit longer to get started, and that's okay. I was that person that took a full year to even really get started in the business. So I give people a lot of grace, but at the end of the day, know me as a leader, I'm so grateful for y'all, but I can't force you to work. And it takes a lot of energy out of me to sit here and text you every day and say, how's your list going? Let's get started on your list. I want to see screenshots of you doing your list. And every single time I text you, it's like something happens, or something gets in the way, or you say, well, I was going to do it and then I just didn't again. I can't do that for you. And I will never be able to force you to do this work. I will never be able to force you to catch the vision. But what I can do is give you the tools necessary in order to excel in what you want to do. And that's all I can hope and wish for. And so it's kind of like, I'm going to put the ball in your court and see what you do with it. And then if you can't do anything, or if you don't do anything with it, I know, number one, it's not my fault. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not the business's fault, because I'm proof that this business works. It's up to you. And so I'm putting that ball in your court tonight, because I have such a vision. I have such a heavy heart for where I want this team to go. And if we're being honest, it's not happening as fast as I thought it would, or as I wanted it to. And it's fine, because it's teaching me patience. It's teaching me grace. It's teaching me a lot of different things in my own life, in my own like current situations and stuff. So I'm grateful for it. But at the end of the day, I just need people to know that you are in the best business possible. I will say that wholeheartedly. I will mean it. I will be excited about it. You have every tool necessary in order to be successful. It's just kind of up to you at this point. Like, what do you want? What do you want to do to end this month strong? It's almost, I'm getting my days wrapped up. It's the 13th. So it's almost halfway through the month. And what are you aiming for? Do you want your first 4-in-1 bonus? If so, and you've claimed it for the past 3 months and you haven't gotten it, what are you going to do? It's not hard. It is not hard to enroll in this business. We have amazing products. We have people who want this business, and you actively see when you do the task in this business day in and day out, except on your Sabbath. So when you do it 6 days straight and consistently, you see the momentum for yourself start picking up. You see the excitement when people start messaging you saying, hey, I saw you post about the gummies. Tell me about it. You know, you see the excitement when host to post blow up for you. You see the excitement, but it's just kind of up to you if you want to see that excitement. And sometimes I get the comment back of like, I don't know, I've been kind of in a funk. I haven't been excited. I don't know. And I can tell you from full heartedness of being in this business for so long, I don't wake up every day excited. If I did, then I mean, I'm really a happy-go-lucky person, but like I don't wake up excited every day. So I have to make sure that I'm disciplined enough to do the task list. And guess what? I woke up today and I was like, ooh, I do not want to text everybody and tell them to do their task list, because I don't even want to do my task list today. Guess what? I still did absolutely everything, and look how many conversations I had. Do you bet how excited I was when I started having all these conversations? I have 2 girls about to sign up as customers, and I have 2 people who told me today that they were going to go to the 2 potential distributors who told me today that they were going to go to the Jackson, Mississippi spring tour. Do you know how excited that is? That is so exciting, but I didn't wake up excited. But guess what? I pushed through the excuses. I pushed through everything that I wasn't feeling. And now I'm so excited. And so I want you to know that's going to happen with you. If you wake up and you base your work ethic off of your emotions, you're never going to be excited. You are literally never going to get where you want to go, because you're waking up every day, you're feeling sad. So guess what? You're having to work your business, or you're feeling unmotivated, or you're feeling lazy, or whatever. That is the beauty of this business, is that you can do this business and take it with you everywhere. If you want to sit on your couch, if you want to go watch Netflix and sit on your couch at the same time and do this business, you can. That's the beauty of this. And sometimes y'all abuse it so much, and I've abused it myself. So I'm not like sitting here going off on anybody, but I've abused it myself to where I'm like, I'll just put it off till tomorrow. I do it on my own time, technically. No, if you want to see the results of this business, start doing the work, and I promise you the excitement will follow. But that kind of goes into like my last thing is like, if you need something and you feel genuinely lost, or you feel like you aren't guided, which you should feel that way, but if not, we can be all honest here, text me. Let me know what you need. Like if you genuinely are confused on a task, or if you're confused overall, like I'll shout out Shelly, like her and I had a really good Zoom yesterday, and I didn't know that she didn't know how to do like certain things, and that's on me. And she was like, hey, I just don't know how to do this. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, let's walk through it. And we had a really good Zoom, and now she knows how to do things. So sometimes it just takes you asking and being upfront and saying, I don't know how to do this. And that's how I know how to guide you too, because I'm not trying to be like selfish and hold all the goodies. Like I want y'all to be successful, so I have all the tools for y'all. And sometimes I do automatically assume that y'all know what to do, because I've been in this business so long and it comes naturally to me. So sometimes I just give y'all a task and I expect y'all to know things, or your leader to do the exact same thing. And then in reality, you don't know how to even post like a story on your slide or whatever. So make sure that you're being open with that. So if you need something, please let me know. And then the very last thing is, I don't know about y'all, and I don't know if y'all think this far in advance, but Dallas and I were doing, what were we doing? Well, I'm trying to think. The investments. We're like signing papers and doing things for our investments, and it said like retirement. And one question it had, and it asked, and it kind of hit me in the face. It was like, are you concerned about leaving generational wealth? It didn't say that word, but that's what it meant. Like, are you concerned about how much money you're going to be able to leave to your kids or whatever? And I was like, dang, that's a little soon to be thinking about that, ain't it? But I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true. That's why I'm in this business, though, because I want generational wealth. I want to make generational blessings happen for not only myself, but y'all and y'all's kids and y'all's family members and stuff like that. And maybe y'all haven't thought that far in advance because y'all just joined this for an extra income. I don't know, but I obviously love this and I'm doing this full time, so I'll think really deep into things. But that's one thing too. Like, if you're choosing to make excuses for yourself, you're also not showing up for your future self. You're also not showing up for your future kids, or for your kids that are already born, and then their kids, and then their generational kids, and all those good things. You're choosing not to show up for them too. So if you're constantly making excuses, can you only imagine what you're doing to your kids 20 years from now? You're telling them that it's okay to sit on their butt and continue to make excuses because life happens. And then you're going to look back and you're going to be like, dang, I'm not able to provide for my kids like I want to because I decided to make excuses over and over again. I know this is kind of deep because I don't even have kids yet, so I can't relate to that sense, but that was the question it asked with the investment documents. And I was like, yeah, actually I am concerned. Like, I want to leave generational wealth for my kids. I want to leave generational wealth for my family. And then it also asked, like, are you concerned about taking care of your parents if they get sick financially? And I was like, well, yeah, I am actually. I want that too. And so it kind of gets you the ball thinking of, like, if you are this person who only thinks about others and you don't think about yourself very often, so it's very foreign to you, think about the generations to come for you. Think about the family members that you're going to have to take care of. Think about the people that aren't born yet, like Dallas and I want kids. So think about that. And that's sometimes things we don't think about because we're such an instant society. We're such instant gratification. We're such instant, like, if it's not happening within a day, I don't want it. And in reality, that's just not how anything works. If it works, it's not going to last that long. If it works that quick, it's not going to last that long. And so that's just some thoughts for tonight. And I just thought it was very, 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 very valuable. Let me see if I think I was going to read one more page and then we completely can be done. And it kind of goes back. So this is my devotional from today. I love the Jesus Callings. They're my jam. They're my favorite. They're super simple. But something that I want to talk about, that I want to read really quickly, and hopefully it'll resonate with some. If not, then you know what? It's okay. I knew I did my duty. But it talks about today, and this is the one specifically for today, so I'm not skipping around. But it says, when I give you no special guidance, stay where you are. Concentrate on doing your everyday task and awareness of my presence with you. So this goes back to just start doing your everyday task. He will guide the way. I promise you. He always does. If you're someone who's making excuses and not doing your task, just start. And it says, the joy of my presence will shine on you as you do everything for me. Then you invite me into every aspect of your life. Through collaborating with me in all your things, you allow my life to merge with yours. This is the secret of not only joyful living, but of victorious living. I designed you to depend on me moment by moment, recognizing that apart from me, you can do nothing. Be thankful for quiet days when nothing special seems to be happening. I'm going to pause. Be thankful for the work that you're doing now. Be thankful for, even if you did your task list today, like, I'm just going to show y'all again so y'all know that I'm not BSing. I did my task day, all my tasks 2 days in a row. But guess what? No conversations except one up here. I'm not sitting here cussing out God and being like, God, why didn't you bring me 16 people? Well, guess what? I trusted him, and guess how many people I brought in today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 new people today. So trust the task that you're doing, and I promise you it'll work out. Some of y'all are like instant gratification. You're like, I did my task today. Where are all the people? Where are all the floodgates? And so it says, I designed you to depend on me moment by moment, recognizing that apart from me, you can do nothing. And then it says, be thankful for quiet days when nothing special seems to be happening. Instead of being bored by the lack of action, use times of routine to seek my face. Although this is an invisible transaction, it speaks volumes in spiritual realms. Moreover, you are richly blessed when you walk trustingly with me through the routines of your day. And that's what I'm going to end y'all with. Trust him. Trust that the work that you're going to do is paying off. But in order for you to get to point A to point B, in order for you to build that building that we were talking about, you have to start brick by brick. You can't expect this big, massive explosion if you haven't even taken the first step, if you haven't even put the first brick down. And so hopefully that gives some people some guidance. I just thought that was really valuable and really good. And those were the things that I've learned. And I just love y'all. And I want y'all to succeed, but I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm so tired of texting some people every single day. And I'm like, how's your task list? How'd it go? And they're like, oh, but life happened. Oh, but time got away from me. Oh, but I didn't do it today. Even though I gave you every single tool possible, I didn't do it today. I can't force you to work. I can't force you to go diamond. I can't force you to get 4-in-1s. I can't do that all for you, but all I can do is pray and just ask that you do it. And then if you don't, you know what? I did my job as a leader. I did my job as a servant of God. I did my best. And so that's all I can wish for and hope for the best, and have that hope and have that faith. So hopefully this helps you guys. Send it out in the group chat. Brittany, send what in the group chat? That picture of the devotional? I just want to make sure I get that right correctly. Oh, I just saw Shelly's thing. Can you screenshot what you were reading and text it to me? Yes, I can absolutely do that. So hopefully this helps. Can y'all please do me a favor for everybody who's listening in the group chat? Can y'all hype this up? There were supposed to be a lot more people on here tonight, and I'm not discouraged by that at all. But I do think that sometimes people don't see the value of these Zooms. And the biggest thing that I had said when I was talking about the Zoom in the group chat was the biggest thing that helped me get to where I am now from where I used to be was staying plugged in and getting on Zooms. And I'm not over exaggerating. That is literally what kept me hanging on by threads sometimes when I felt like I had nothing left to give, or when I felt so discouraged, or when I was so angry in moments, or when I was just like, is this business even for me? The biggest thing was staying plugged in. So reasons why y'all need to come see me in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, it'll be fun, I promise. Okay, love you guys.